So in today's video, I'm going to be going through a live trade that I've taken on the pound US dollar to share with you exactly how I trade those markets and how it's going to help you in your trading journey. Now, I did a recent poll inside the community asking you if you are actually still not profitable and how long it's been that you have been trading for. Now, to be honest, the majority of you were actually over 3 years trading and still not profitable. Now, I do suggest going through all the videos in my channel as it's going to help you to see how I trade these markets and how you can start doing the same concepts to become a profitable trader. Now, of course, if you want to take it to the next level, then do get in contact with me and check out currently the Forex Masterclass, as I will teach you exactly in that course how you can turn your trading around and finally trade for yourself and become profitable. So let's get straight into this trade review. What are we looking at here? Well, first off, you need to do your top-down analysis, and we're going to do that top-down analysis starting on a weekly time frame. We have the market here coming off a previous area of demand. This is a previous area of demand. We saw a bounce, we rallied up, and as you'll see on the daily, we removed some structure, we pulled back in. So let's now go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we have this area of demand. We broke out of previous market structure. This is typical what you'll learn in this channel, exactly how to apply these techniques. Once we remove this area of market structure, this area of demand is a fresh zone. And it's a perfect entry to take a trade of a set and forget strategy. Here, you stop at the low if you don't have the time to trade the lower time frames. This is how you can trade part-time. Now, you're already being a good percentage of profit on this trade. But if you have time to trade those lower time frames, what you can do here is wait for the market to reverse. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll be able to now see when we see the market breaking through this trend line. We're already seeing the market breaking up. We then create what I call this area here, which is a manipulation in the market and a false breakout. That's right here where I caught my previous trade. And now I'm in another new trade doing the same concepts. You can see the market breaks out of market structure. We pull back, we make another manipulation. If you haven't seen that video on the manipulation strategy with smart money concepts, I'll leave that video at the end of this video, so make sure you watch all the way to the end and then you can see exactly what I mean by these manipulations in the market. We then see another break of structure and we continue higher. Now it's here we see the market pulling back. We create another manipulation, not only here, but also this low on this wick and this candle. Now, many people at this point will be looking at a trend line being broken and now expect the market to continue to fall. But for me right now, there's no reason to sell this market. I don't have a reason. Now, the market could come back to this area of supply and give me a reason to look to sell. But based on my risk management and my money management I use in my trading, I'm already risk free. Now, the whole idea is to take away that risk as quickly as possible. This allows me now to have a free trade. If the market was to fall from here and take my stop loss, I haven't lost anything on this trade. And all of this you will learn in any of my courses, exactly how I do my risk management. But let's have a look at why I've taken this trade. We have all this manipulation in the market, which again, you'll learn going all the way through this video and watching that video at the end, what that manipulation is that I use. Now, if we go down to 1-hour time frame, now we're using multiple time frames. You need to use multiple time frames in your trading. If you're not using multiple time frames, then how do you know how each time frame is reacting at those higher time frame areas of supply and demand? Now, what happens here is we see the market removing this low. And again, many people are going to see these lows here being removed and expecting the market to continue to fall to downside, especially when they're seeing the market breaking these areas of structure and removing this trend line. Now, trend lines are the most manipulated part in retail trading. Once you get your head around the fact that these trend lines are manipulated in some circumstances, then you will understand why I take these trades. So when the market does come down here, it's then going to actually break market structure. This area here, when we break this low, let me just go through this with you. We break this low, we drop through, we pull back, and this is why I place my fractals on my chart. If you haven't seen the previous videos on the use of fractals, I'll leave that linked above now, and I'm going to leave that at the end of this video, because the video on the fractals is a great video to show you exactly why I use these fractals in my trading. We then see the market breaking down, and what that does is breaks this area here, and then we rally back out, breaking that high. So right here in the market, when we see this area breaking this previous fractal, I'm then looking for an entry to go long. Now it's very hard to teach someone why I'm looking to go long here when most retail traders are looking to go short. What is this pattern we see here in the market? A break of neckline. That is a head and shoulders pattern. There's a reason why I don't trade those sorts of patterns, and for me they do not work. All I see there in the chart is more of a manipulation of these highs, breakdown, pull back, continuation to manipulate all these lows in the market, removing stops in the market. So right here, once we see the break of this previous high, we leave behind this area of demand. You can see the market pulls back into that demand zone and we rally away. It's as simple as that. Do not overcomplicate your trading. There's no need to overcomplicate your trading. Keep it simple and it will become profitable. Too many traders out there make their trading too complicated, whether it's adding loads of indicators to the chart or whether it's just trading too many different strategies at once. Now, as you can see, the only indicator I have is this fractal indicator. There's no EMA or SMA on this chart to give me a trend direction. Your trend direction can be determined by the chart itself. Look at the price. Going back to daily, remember doing your top-down analysis. If we look at this chart, let's shrink it right down, we can see that the market has been going higher on that daily. If we go to a weekly, again, let me just go closer into price. We can see on the weekly, we have been going down, but recently the market has broken out of what? These previous highs, showing me a possible reversal. Now, the market does look very choppy at the moment here on the weekly. So I'm not looking at long-term trades on these lower time frames. I'm just looking for short-term movements. And if this market from here can continue up to these previous highs, but now that's not going to be where I'm just taking profits, but that is a potential final target. You need to be flexible with your targets. Yes, it's where I'm expecting price to perhaps go to these previous highs, but that is not going to be where I'm looking to take my partials. When you're in a trade, you need to be taking those partials off. If you're not taking partials off, then you're giving all that money back to the markets. Now, I thought it would be a great opportunity to share with you exactly how this trade ended up, where I actually took partials on this trade, and the fact that this trade didn't work out by reaching that final target I had set. So let's look exactly what happened on this trade. So this was the area, remember, I took my entry. Let's go closer into the chart. So where we saw price from this area on the entry, the stop loss, this was actually going to be my potential area. I was going to look to take more profits on this trade. You can see the market went up. We failed to break that high. We pulled back. At this point, I was still holding the position on this trade. Now, price fell back into an area of imbalance, and that's why we see the market heading higher, breaking this high. So this is exactly where I took more partials once I saw the close of this bullish candle, demonstrating that potentially the market wanted to go higher, and I was looking for my final target then to be hit. So yes, I took some more partials on the trade here. And then you can notice that we had this big bearish engulfing candle straight afterwards. Now that was a big red flag. This was showing me that manipulation. Remember, that video is coming up right next for you to watch about that manipulation. And this actually showed to me information that I was going to want to look at exiting this trade early if the market was to break structure to the downside. So we can actually identify not only did price break structure here eventually on this bearish candle, but it also broke out on this trend line. Now on the close of this bearish candle, that is where I've actually closed the remainder of this trade. This was showing to me that the market wanted to go to the downside, and that in fact we want to start looking for some sell trades. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's going to help with your trading abilities, understanding the way I'm actually reading these markets. Now, if it has, don't forget to give me that thumbs up. It's going to help me to know that you are enjoying this type of content. And remember to watch the video popping up right now, which goes through to understand that manipulation in the market that we just went through as I shared with you how we saw that reversal where I was taking those partials and exited this trade.